Well, you can tell he hasn't done anything wrong just by his demeanor. I mean, he would be trying to hide things.
If you were blocking witnesses or evidence or something like that, you'd be like, oh, you're hiding something. But
Right.
otherwise...
Right. He's saying, let him see everything.
Let him see everything.
I'll prove whatever you want me to prove.
Right. But Trump is blocking witnesses.
I don't care.
Oh. But we were saying earlier that if you're blocking something, it shows that you have something to hide.
Didn't Obama hide his birth certificate?
He did. And Trump found that thing. And it said he was an American citizen.
Yeah.
I know. So who's got egg on their face?
Yeah.
Who has egg on their face?
Well,
I find myself every day almost in tears with my fear of what this man has already done to our country and what he's going to do if he gets 4 more years. He is very slowly chipping away at our democracy one little piece at a time, and his Republican henchmen are helping him. And I am so afraid that one day I'm going to wake up and my freedoms will be gone. And if there's one thing I cherish more than anything is my freedom. And I pray for all of our veterans and everyone who is trying to protect us. And I just pray to God that the Republicans in Washington will please wake up and do something to stop this man. He's evil, and he's going to ruin this beautiful country of ours. Just please do something to stop this man before he ruins the greatest country in the world.
For the first time in our memory, many Americans are asking, does history still have a place for America? Tonight, let us say that America is still united, still strong, still compassionate, still willing to stand by those who are victims of police states. I believe we can fight corruption while we work to bring into our government women and men of competence and high integrity. You will be making a choice between different visions of the future. Are you more confident that our economy will create productive work for our society? Are you pleased with the ability of the elderly to live their remaining years in happiness? Of our youngsters to take pride in the world we have built for them? Let us resolve tonight that young Americans will say of our generation that we did keep faith with our God, that we did act worthy of ourselves, that we did protect and pass on lovingly that shining city on a hill.
President Xi is a brilliant man. President Xi, very good conversations. I liked him a lot. I told him we shot 57 missiles into Syria while he was having chocolate cake. There was a great chemistry we had. We talked about everything. If you went all over Hollywood to look for somebody to play the role of President Xi, you couldn't find it. There's nobody like that. The look, the brain, the whole thing. How smart is Kim Jong-un? Top of the line. You know, people say, oh, this and that. He took over a country at a very young age, and he has total dominant control.
Kim, he's quite a guy. We shook hands.
He wrote me beautiful letters. We fell in love.
Putin, very smart.
He liked me, I liked him. I mean, you know, he's got a lot of great charm and a lot of pride, and he loves his country. You know, he loves his country.
Putin even sent me a present, beautiful present with a beautiful note.
My name's Dan Kiesboltz. I'm a U.S. veteran, served in the Navy.
I was an active duty Navy SEAL.
Submarine officer.
Air Force.
Marine.
I was raised as a Republican.
I've been a lifelong Republican.
Lifelong Republican.
At least I was until Donald Trump came into the picture.
He does not care about you. He does not care about this country.
That Trump doesn't care about the Constitution. He only cares about himself.
Soldiers expect their leaders to be able to do what they do, to be willing to take that risk.
When it came time for him to serve in the Vietnam War, he got 5 deferments.
Howard. We're looking at a lying draft dodger who berates those who serve our country honorably, rewards those who do not, lets them get off scot-free. People that lie to Congress. I mean, what in the hell?
My friends are still out there, and they're being targeted by the Russian Federation with paid bounties.
I've been a registered Republican since Nixon. Being in the financial industry 25 years ago, I was aware of his misdeeds and knew 25 years ago that Donald Trump was not just stupid, but mean. What's new to me in his term is he's just not stupid and mean. He's cruel, and he's uneducated. He is a danger to this country. He is not a Republican. He doesn't espouse conservative values like the rule of law, that everyone is equal before the law. He trashes the Constitution he disregards laws. This man is a criminal. Donald Trump is a fucking moron. That's the one reason. And I tell you, I'm stunned at his cruelty and his stupidity. The man is uneducated. He is a threat to everything we value. He disparages veterans. Why? Because they're suckers and losers in his small mind. In the name of God, I tell you, you've got to wake up and smell the coffee. This man is a great danger to our nation. I fear for our future if this man is reelected. Thank you very much for your time, and God bless America and all those who fought and died for it. Again, fuck Trump.
This is Mark Meadows, the Chief of Staff. On the line is Secretary of State. So, Mr. President, I'll turn it over to you.
The ballots are corrupt because they cheated like nobody's ever cheated before. The current margin is only 11,779. So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have. Because you know what they did and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense. And you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan, your lawyer. That's a big risk. And I think you have to say that you're going to re-examine it. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
My name is Brian. I'm a lifelong registered Republican voter against Trump in 2020. I want to ask many of my fellow Republicans some questions I've had to ask myself over the past 4 years. And to be honest, for some of those questions, I don't have an answer that makes sense as a conservative. As a conservative, why does Trump think war heroes are those people who have not been captured? Aren't all military personnel heroes to our country? Why does Trump think as a married man it's okay to grab women by their private parts? Then why are we okay that Trump separates children from their parents at the border in cages? If Republicans thought it was wrong that the country's debt grew under President Obama, do we also think it's wrong that it's never been higher now than under President Trump? Whatever happened to love your neighbor? We don't love our neighbors now because they're liberals or Democrats? If Trump wanted to drain the swamp, then why do many of his advisors end up going to jail or getting convicted of crimes? Why would a president even entertain the idea of not agreeing to a peaceful transfer of power? And lastly, how many excuses do I and my fellow Republicans have to make for the daily insults, tweets, and lies?
When Donald Trump was president, he thought it didn't matter how many laws and norms he broke. He thought it didn't matter how many lies he told the American people. And it seemed like he could get away with anything. And many of us even started saying,
nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters anymore. You can flout the law.
But this wasn't true. Because in America, the rule of law still matters. And that's why Donald Trump has been charged with 91 felonies in 4 separate cases for attempting to steal an election, falsifying business records, and mishandling classified information. We've seen what happens when people start believing nothing matters. That's why it doesn't matter that Donald Trump was president of the United States. It doesn't matter that he is currently running for the presidency. This is America. No one is above the law. That's why it matters that Donald Trump faces consequences for his actions. Donald Trump was indicted for stealing classified documents. Here's what he used to say about protecting classified information.
I'm going to enforce all laws concerning the protection of classified information.
Many of them were classified, highly classified, and you go to jail for that.
We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified.
It's time to hold Trump to Trump's own standard. Why did Donald Trump refuse to return highly sensitive classified documents?
I want to go through the boxes and get all my personal things out, and I was very busy, as you've sort of seen.
That's right. He was too busy to comply with a subpoena because he was DJing at Mar-a-Lago.
I heard you're becoming quite the DJ here.
I have an aptitude for music.
Too busy crashing random people's weddings. Too busy going to multiple UFC fights. Too busy selling NFTs. Too busy dancing to the Village People by the pool. Too busy golfing.
That swing looks a little broken. Was it made in China?
And golfing. And golfing. Trump has no respect for the law. He doesn't think rules apply to him, especially when he's so busy.
She's shocked that I picked her.
No.
She's like in a state of shock.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
And you can love him all you want, but I will tell you that doing those kind of things makes our country smaller.
And during the Sundays, I'm a Sunday church person. I like to do the right thing where I don't have to actually ask for forgiveness. And when I drink my little wine, which is about the only wine I drink, and have my little cracker, I drink the wine, I eat the cracker.
I am the chosen one.
President Trump is still liable for everything he did while he was in office.
Look, we do need to talk about a presidential candidate who is very old, who struggles with remembering things, who sometimes has trouble even forming basic sentences, a candidate who will be the oldest American president in history by the end of his term. But Biden's not the guy I'm talking about here. No, I'm actually talking about his presumed Republican opponent next year, 77-year-old former President Donald J. Trump. Because if we're going to have a discussion about age and gaffes and speech and mental competence, then we need to talk about Trump, and we need to talk about this. Roll the tape.
The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges, how it started.
In the failing New York Times by an anonymous, gutless coward.
They sacrifice every day for the furniture and future of their children.
Tim Apple.
Mike Pounds.
I know words. I have the best words.
Yosemite, Nambia.
Thailand.
You have voter ID to buy a loaf of bread.
The Democrats. Ooh, there was a mosquito. I don't want mosquitoes around me.
I'm a very stable genius. People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once.
This is how you pay me back for all my kind, unselfish, loving deeds. How you know I'm utterly mad.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, I am.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, I am.